Hey guys, what's going on? What is going on? Street Trading here. It's our weekly trade watch list video. 26 through the 30th. Wrapping it up. Last week's trading session for July. It is hot, depending on obviously where you're at. But it's hot where we're at. So anyway, last trading session for July. It's been an amazing month. Obviously, the markets for us, we've just been destroying this market. Last week was our biggest week we've ever had. Our members are just destroying it with us. Very, very solid, keeping this momentum alive. So obviously, we've been talking about SPY, buying getting all the dips bought, holding the 50 on the daily consecutively. So, and it just continued doing that last week. All-time highs got breached yet again. Very, very strong move to the upside. The elephant in the room obviously is this variant, this Delta variant, this COVID Delta variant. So, and cases are on the rise again, guys, for obvious reasons. The globe is trying to open back up. From all these lockdown summers here, people want to get out and enjoy themselves, rightfully so. But with that excitement and with everything opening up, these gatherings happening, you clearly see what's going on. So there's that underlying kind of dark cloud possibly brewing. So wouldn't be surprised that the rug's going to get pulled. Listen, we're not saying that backside is here. We're going to see some huge selling pressure. Definitely not saying that. But there's that underlying reality. So just keep that in mind for this week's session. All right, for the week ahead. If you do see some momentum to the downside, hop on board because it may go quicker than what you guys expect. It's always like that. You know the deal. Stairs up, elevator down, guys. That's the way stocks move. So, but until it happens, no need to fight it. You see what the market wants to do, and let it do what it wants to do. All right, so we're going into this week's session. Just focus like we were last week. We destroyed our last week's weekly watch list. We're going to do the same thing this week. We got, I think we got 10 going into this week's session. We're keeping it. We have a couple of securities that we had last week, and we got some additions as well. Some nice moves to the upside and to the downside that have some intraday. Some decent fundamentals that have been added to isolated securities, and also solid setups ready to rip on the longer term time frames. Despite what kind of trader you are, you always want to look at multiple time frames, guys, because at the end of the day, what you see, if you're on a very small time frame, you may be missing the big picture. Even though you're not holding long term meaning more than a couple minutes. I know a lot of you guys are just in and out because you can't deal with the emotions. That's something you want to work on for sure, because the more you work on that, the bigger your P&L will be if you're able to really take a nice chunk of the move. I'm not saying you're going to be holding overnight or holding throughout the week or throughout the weeks. You don't have to be that kind of a trader, but at the end of the day, if you have a longer term view, you can withstand the storm and have a much better entry when these moves truly get underway. NVX was a perfect example of that. BNTX was a perfect example of that last week. So keep that in mind. All right. Anyway, so let's get into what we are looking at for this week's session and our game plan. If this, then that. Let's get down to it, guys. We're focusing on this list all week unless a huge, significant opportunity presents itself on the daily. Otherwise, we will be focusing exclusively on this list. All right. Let's get into it.